Ding dong. I heard ding dong again. That's weird.
That is weird.
I mean, oh, it's loading much faster now.
Hey.
Maybe it's configuring.
Hey, we're live.
Yay! I did it. Okay, that's the end of the show. Fuck this up. Oh my god.
We are officially live, folks.
Save password, right? My password manager popped up. I should save all that shit, right?
Yeah, I probably won't remember it though.
Okay, well, it'll be worth a try.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
Wow. So now we're live. Oh my god. So is this going? What is this doing? Is it going like everywhere now across the planet?
Yes. Just
Where's
like
it
we
going?
always do.
Where's it going? YouTube, Facebook.
It goes, yeah, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, D Live. I know there's a couple more.
Wow.
Wandering American said, "Don't say your password."
It's I hate fucking computers.com.org. Fuck. Sorry. Okay, so I see me, but I can't see you. You have a camera?
I don't have a cam.
Oh, that's rude.
I'm sorry.
How
I just
rude.
don't have one.
How rude.
I'm working on it though. I found Scarlett was telling me the one she got was only like $25.
Really? Yeah, I love this one. It can't be more than mine can't be much more than that. I bought this thing like 5 years ago and it's I mean, you tell me it looks pretty good. And I think I paid 40, $50 for it. So wow, I hear everything. I heard the door.
Oh wow.
You better be very careful. Background noises because I can hear I'm wearing headphones, so I can.
Yeah.
I'll get you that microphone. I got more excuses. I did not send it to you. I will.
Oh, no.
It's in the box. I swear to God, it's in the box and everything. It's just that I've had my head in crypto the past 2 days again, and I can share that because I got a new gizmo to safely store my crypto offline, and I was configuring that shit all weekend, so I've been in the configuration mode. So this is really no big deal. All right, well, so your participants, Freedom Revolution, that's host me, and you're the co-host Mel.
Yeah.
Okay, so that really doesn't help me much. Where's the phone crap?
The phone crap is I need to copy and paste it.
Okay. And then how do I minimize this thing? Exit full screen. Okay. Wow. And then there's a chat in here. Oh, okay. Are we using that or no?
No, we don't use that one.
Okay, so we can just screw that. Okay. Record reaction. Reactions are for chat, I would assume. So what about share screen? What's that?
Share screen is how you can actually share web pages you're looking at. If you find like something cool you want to show everybody.
Instead of providing a link, it'll show the page?
Yes.
Oh shit.
It moves you off up into the top right-hand corner, your video. Yeah. And the rest of what you see is actually the web page. We'll play around with that on a private training session.
I want the phone thing to work. And then I tried setting this up last night, and I think it was telling me there was a meeting already going on. So I think somebody was already on air using it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, so
yeah, because Ron was doing his show last night.
I would have fucked up his show if I would. I'm like, yeah, no, something ain't right here. I can't do this right now. So I didn't, because I did try it last night.
Yeah. We can work with it together on one of our regular accounts instead of the main one.
Got it. Instead of signing on live online.
Right.
Yeah, I got it. That's cool. Oh, my face looks. I got fucking fried on Friday. All right, I don't want to start talking about it until at least. Can we do the phone thing right now or no?
Yeah, hang on just a second.
I know.
I'm pulling it.
I hear you pecking in the background.
Okay, so our phone numbers.
You know what? You do what you got to do. I got to get more coffee after that shit. I'll be right back. So go.
Okay, folks, I am pulling up our new call-in number. And it's taking me going back and forth. Okay.
Oh, let's see. Okay. Yeah, I guess, is there people in the chat room? Is there already?
Yes.
On YouTube, right?
Yes.
So I got to open that now for the chat. I guess we should explain to everybody. We're trying to set up a video.
Yeah.
No, sorry. And the only way we could do it is online, live. So you're getting behind the scenes crap you really shouldn't know, freedom, which is really aggravating sometimes. Most of the time, actually. There I am. There you are. No, wait, it's playing a video. Don't you do that. Yeah, don't you do that. No, wait. hang on. It's just showing you playing a video. There we go. Do that. Yeah, don't you do that. No, there we go. There we go.
Okay, we have a feedback.
Not anymore. I killed the video.
Okay. Yay.
I killed the audio. Oh my God. All right. You better have money in your budget for engineers because someone's going to have to sit next to me and do this shit. Because this is like, I know it's the learning curve the first time and I'm totally joking, but oh my God.
But you will find that once you get used to it, it's got all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's got cool toys.
We got Wandering American. Is that
Pam? Yes, Wandering American and
Good morning, guys. We'll get the show on soon. Before 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock, right? So whatever. I just want the phone thing, and then like you said, we'll just learn as I go. It doesn't seem too difficult.
But. No, it's pretty easy. It just takes remembering what to click when.
Yeah, I mean, I'm out in the open here. It's like, you can't do that on here. It's not professional. It's like, you know what? There's none of this shit's professional. And it's a learning curve and it's a one-time thing. So whatever. I'm not really too concerned about it. If they don't mind, I don't mind. And wow, it's 6:24 already. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want the phone thing. That's it. And then we can get this thing out of first gear. So
we got it.
Did you do it?
Yes. The phone number is 669-900-6833. And then the meeting ID for this one is 819-754-056. Or 55, sorry. Didn't have my glasses on.
So there's two different phone numbers or?
No, it's a phone number and then a meeting ID. Which I'll teach you how to get the permanent meeting ID. We didn't quite get it this time. Not a big deal.
So if somebody wants to call, what's the number?
669.
Hang on a minute. Is that going to be permanent? Is that
the number? Yeah, the phone number itself is permanent.
Hang on a minute. 669
900
6833. 6833. Let's see what happens here. Then you got to enter the meeting ID.
Right.
What the hell's that?
819-754-055. But I'll teach you how to pull the static meeting ID so that it doesn't change all the time.
Do you hit pound? Enter your participant ID. What is it again?
819 754
mm-hmm.
055.
055. I'm in the meeting now.
And you popped up. So and when we have callers.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. When you're on your Zoom page, Down there at the bottom, it says manage participants. And that should show up over there on the right.
Yeah.
And you can see you can mute the callers if needed.
Okay, let me take this phone call.
Yeah, you guys suck. I listen to you every morning. Can't get your shit together, so I'm not listening anymore. Goodbye.
I gotta hang up on this guy. Fuck it.
Okay. All right, so that's pretty cool. That's a lot of shit to go through though to call in, don't you think, or no? I mean,
well, it gives us the permanent number and it works.
So you need
everybody
the phone number and then the meeting ID. Does that ever change, the meeting ID?
If you sign on with use my personal meeting ID, that keeps our meeting ID the same. I'll show you how to do that.
All right, so we'll worry about it. All right, we'll worry about it. But it does work.
Yes, it does work. They used it on Ron's show and had a great time.
And you can have different people calling in.
Yes.
Right? So you can have 3, 4, 5, God forbid, people at the same time. That doesn't work right, but I mean, yeah. Is it unlimited?
Yes.
Oh, it's so fucking cool. So the picture looks good. The sound looks good. Everything else is working the way it used to.
It looks like it.
Oh, wow. That's slick. Where did you find this?
We actually went back when we were trying to figure out all the video stuff.
Yep.
It was recommended to us, and because other people used it for short shows, because for a free account, you can do like a 40-minute show, I think it is. And obviously we needed the expanded one, but once we found out how it worked and everything, it was like, oh yeah. Ron's been having a blast because he can actually show the web pages of all the stats and stuff for the earthquakes and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Alex Jones thing. He does that shit too. And I don't watch him video live all the time, or hardly ever, but he does that kind of shit too. But I think I don't know how he does it, but I know what you're saying. Instead of just having the link and talking about it, you can actually show what you're looking at in your browser on your computer, right?
Yeah.
That's really slick.
I told you you'd like it once you got it.
Yeah, right. So he's saying you sign on to Zoom and then all these video, Facebook, what'd you say? So we're on Twitter or Periscope video, whatever. So we're on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube. What else?
Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, DLive. And I know there's
Pornhub.com. That's 6.
I wonder if I could get us an account on there.
Timmy, what's she saying? My aunt had a teddy bear named Timmy, and she had it till it fell apart when she went to college. I almost fell apart when I went to college. Actually, I knew I couldn't go to college because I was partying way too much.
I went to college for a little while.
All right, hang on. So can we start the show?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not playing my intro. No, it's fucking shitty. Anyway, I'm just going to start off. So you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Everything's working? All right. Welcome to another exciting episode of the original Red Pill Show. Today is what? Monday, February 24th, 2020. I don't know why I can never get that, but I do. I said 2017 a couple of weeks ago. You catch that?
No, I did not.
I did. I'm looking at because I listened to it in a truck. I go, what the fuck, Timmy? I don't even know what it is. 2020. This show is for, now I'm all out of my cadence here. This show is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please use it at your own risk. The show is copyrighted by me and Freedomizer, right? Freedomizer shit. Freedom Revolution. I did it. I'm sorry. I am all out of cadence here. Freedom Revolution Network. No part of it can be reused, rebroadcast in any way, shape, or form. Without my written you can just ask. And finally, this show is opinionated, the host especially. Callers, whatever the phone number is, guests, co-hosts, whatever, people that are naughty in the chat room are and always will be opinionated under no circumstances whatsoever. Should opinions be taken as advice? I hear the door. Professional advice. We strongly encourage you to hire a license if required. Person in his or her field there, little Tommy. Hey, man. No, that's his name. Wake up. Get the fucking show figured out. Okay, we're broadcasting live from Loveland, and that's it. And I apologize for the delay and everything else and whatever, but this is cool. It does work, and it happens when your network is thriving and growing. Right, Melissa?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that is that. Wow. Okay. I just had to do that, but man, that's so weird when it's all out of cadence, and I just want to get the formalities out of the way. So, okay, let's.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday, and thanks for everybody's patience. So I don't really need, unless I'm sharing things or on the phone, I don't need Zoom. I can just minimize that. It's more important, it appears to me, to have YouTube up because of the chat room.
Right.
Calling in. Yeah, you can call in. Call in. Somebody call in, God damn it. You know, Melissa and I have been talking. How long have we been doing this now? It's gonna be close.
You know, I've been your co-host for over a month now.
Wow, that's longer than some of my relationships. Holy crap.
Definitely longer than mine.
Yeah, there you go. No, actually, well. Yeah, no, really, you get into that part of it. Yeah, it really kind of. No, I dated a girl after 4 months of being divorced for 3 or 4 months. That was the longest, though. That was it. It's progressively gotten worse.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it's gotten worse. And so I think the record's a month. And the roommate thing technically was 6 months, but
that was kind of warped, though.
Oh, kind of? Yeah. You know, I don't mind if you don't want to be kissy facey over each other in public and whatever, but if you can't even admit that you're dating, that's pretty dysfunctional. I hear the door again.
I gotta oil that door.
That's a pretty good mic. What are you using? The Bose?
Yeah, it's this little hands-free Bose Bluetooth headset, and it's got these funky things for the ears. It's got like this little piece that like hooks into the curve of your ear. Mm-hmm. But they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Those are neat. I just personally don't like shit shoved in my ear because too many times volume's been to the max and it's almost blown my eardrums out. So I can take these headphones off pretty lickety split fast, but if I got something crammed in my ear, plus it feels like there's a bug in your ear all the time. And I was like, I just don't. It's not for me. So.
I have to switch out because they always come with those big rubber pieces that go in.
Yeah.
And I have to switch them out for the little ones.
All right.
But these are weird. You can't do that on these.
I hear you. Okay. Well, you know what? Well, if you're really, 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 I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to use this Spark because I bought a, what the fuck do you call this thing? It's too early. But a boom.
A boom?
Yeah, shock mount. That's what it's called.
Oh.
And you can see it here. And it's actually the mic is inverted. And then I got this windscreen on here because it softens things. And I don't know, maybe it sounds better without it now. Hello?
Yeah, I didn't really notice any difference.
I will see. I'm wearing headphones. I can hear anything that changes. But my PR40, I'm either going to sell it to Guitar Center, but if you really behave yourself on your good behavior, Miss owner, co-owner of the network,
me behave.
Well, if you can get this technological shit to work right, that would be a good start. So actually, just kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding. But I might send it to you, but you're going to need an XLR. You're going to need a mixer. And that's something I'll probably have to walk you through. But
yeah.
Only if you get the one I got, though, because it's only one that I could figure out that could do what I want it to do. And I still go to places and they're like, well, you can't do that, or oh yeah, this one will do it, and I buy it and it don't. I got to return it, so it's too aggravating to deal with. So
Yeah, it's been a whole lot of years since I've done all this kind of stuff.
well, yeah, and you need to know computer language. You need to know a lot. You need to know how a computer works. Then you got to get into HTTP land and whatever, and all those languages, and then configuring, and then make sure everything. I mean, what's nice is that what language does the browsers talk in, or they're different ones?
Well, I mean, technically the language should be the same across browsers, but there are glitches between them.
Right, but what is it? What's the main one? Is there? What's
As far as browsers?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hey.
Who's this?
I would bet that's Wandering American.
You would be correct.
Good morning.
Wow.
Good morning.
So they just call in and it comes right on.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like my mom just walked into the room or something. That's fucking weird.
That's hilarious.
It's like, who is that? What? What are you doing? Whoa.
Oh my goodness. I haven't even had my first cup of coffee yet. I'm waiting on the stove to warm it up.
Ooh, I hear a southern accent. Where are you from?
Florida.
Oh, Florida. Floridian accent. Wow. Is it 80 degrees down there?
Do what?
Is it 80 degrees down there? What's the temperature?
Inside it's 63.
Oh, must be nice.
I'm off grid, so it's probably 63 outside too.
Yeah, but that's warmer than here. I mean, I was checking weather and stuff. I have two friends that are moving down there, and they're trying to drag me with them, and I'm so tempted by the weather down there.
Yeah, but then you got to deal with the hurricanes and stuff.
Oh, the hurricanes aren't that bad. They're only occasionally. It's the mosquitoes and the sand and the snakes. Yeah.
And the big
Sounds
ass
like Texas.
Bugs.
Bugs. Lots of bugs.
I got a funny story. You want to hear? So my wife and I at the time, we had our 25th anniversary and went down to Key West, Florida. Was it in Florida?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And we were sitting out by the beach and outside just having a good old time. And one of those big, they call them like sewer roaches in Phoenix. I don't know what they call them in Florida, but they're pretty big. They're like a little bit smaller than the size of your hand. And one was walking up to us where we're sitting outside at the table. So I stomped my foot on the ground to scare it away, and the motherfucker came faster at us, attacking us. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, you got to be careful messing around with him.
Well, I could just imagine that in bed or something. I mean, I'm not afraid of bugs, and I don't like snakes, but spiders and all that doesn't bother me. But if this thing was creeping in my bed with me, I would definitely have a problem with that. So.
Come on, Karma.
Wow. You hear all that, Melissa?
Yep.
Yeah. Man, oh man.
Okay, baby, go right in. My pit bull's name is Karma, and of course, she is I'm online now, aren't I?
Yep.
So, anyway, yeah.
She's a what?
The saying about Karma is correct.
Karma's a bitch?
Yes.
I have a pit bull named Buddy Dog.
This is.
I got a little chihuahua named Boogie.
Hi, I have a Chiweenie named Bella.
Oh, I watched that dog, that Chihuahua, over Saturday night. It went pretty good. How come they shake like that? I forgot they do that.
They get excited.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's like shaking like it has the chills or something. I forgot they did that because my son had a Chihuahua. The same thing.
Yeah, they get excited and can't contain themselves. At least they didn't wet all over you.
Well, yeah,
That would have been funny.
this one's only 2 months
I'm
old.
sorry, I just woke up, so my sense of humor is a little off the chart right now.
Fit right in then. So. All right.
Yeah, so I live off grid down here. I'm waiting on my Coleman stove to heat up the water.
Well,
so I can have some coffee.
Would you like to share, not exactly where you're at, but kind of where you're at and how you, I'm going to feel like I'm interviewing her because this fascinates me.
I love off grid.
How did you end up doing that? Because you have no idea how close I am to packing up my shit. And I'm not running from anything. And actually, it's a good segue into the movie I saw over the weekend, Call of the Wild, with Harrison Ford and the dog, Buck.
Oh, was it good?
Oh my God. Yeah, it was a great movie. We'll get into that. But how did you end up where you're at without getting in, you can share whatever you want or whatever. If some people want to talk about personal stuff, it doesn't matter to me. But how did you get to there from where you were at?
Okay. Well, to be honest about it, I was running from my ex. He was, I have a protective order against him now. And this was some out-of-the-way property that belongs to a friend of mine. And they offered to let me come over because someone had come in over here and robbed over $100,000 worth of stuff that they had here.
Oh, man.
And they needed a caretaker, and I needed somewhere to go to hide. And that's how I got here. So I am playing in the woods.
So you're house sitting, but you're not living in the house, or?
No. It's property. They've got 2 storage sheds on it. I was staying out of my van, living in my van. I had converted the van, and it was kind of tight quarters with me and my dogs. And they really needed somebody to come over here and make sure nothing else happened to the property. So I came over here from the Gulf Coast where I was. And, now I've cleaned out one of the sheds. So I stay in the shed itself, but there's no electricity. I have a generator that is just like a woman, demands attention every day.
There's karma again.
Yeah. So, I've got the generator. I run it at night. I use about a gallon of gas every night. And I'm planting a garden and, looking to clear a little bit more of the land to make the garden bigger. So, I don't have a job. I don't have an income. And I'm not on food stamp.
Well, good for you.
Awesome.
So you're literally free and independent from anything then, right?
Yes. Yes.
Do you exist? I mean, do you have a residency and all that crap, or what?
Do what now?
Do you have a residency as far as a government ID and where your address is and all that stuff? Or are you just like totally?
Yes.
You do. Okay. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Because that's the.
Yeah. The government knows I'm here. They're about the only ones.
And how is your frame of mind? I mean, is there a lot of anxiety? I mean, when you first, I don't want to play psychiatrist, but the challenges, what you've done is amazing, right, Melissa?
Oh, heck yeah. That's my goal.
How did you just say, unless it was out of total fear for your life and you just fled, which I could understand, for your own safety, how did you just say, you know what? What was the day where you said, I can't do this anymore? I got to do something, and you did it. How did you do that?
Well, I lost my job over on the Gulf Coast, and I was staying at my friend's in her driveway, out of my van, and the people who were staying in the trailer where I was, they drank a lot. and I didn't really want to be around that. So we came up with this. Now, as far as the frame of mind, don't get me wrong, it is lonely. I'm not really a people person because I don't really like a lot of people.
I'm there with you.
I prefer my dogs over people. But yeah, I do get lonely. It is a challenge at times. Yeah. But I don't know. It's all right. I like it. I'm the only one I have to make happy. I don't have to worry about pissing anybody off. It's just me. If I don't feel like getting out of bed at 8 o'clock in the morning, I just lay there.
So you're content with your lifestyle and everything you're doing, and you're at peace, I guess I should say?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I am. Finally.
You're happy?
Yeah. Well, content, happy. Yeah, most of the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Think about it, Tim. If you didn't have to worry about work and you didn't have bills, where would you be happy?
Hell yeah!
It's very.
I'm asking her how she did it, so yeah, I would be. Absolutely.
It is actually very liberating to live like this. It really is. I don't punch a time clock. I don't have to worry about, oh my God, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to pay that bill? No, I need $2.50 a night for the gas, for the generator.
That is so awesome.
It really is. I mean, I go to the food banks. I am not rich. I do not have a savings. I've got 8 cents right now. I was working on my my page, my Lord have mercy. I'm sorry. I've had brain surgery. In my memory center, so sometimes words escape me. Oh my gosh. YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel that I'm working on. I did a little tour on there to show my watchers the place here and to show where I was putting the garden. It's been a couple of weeks since I posted, so I need to get back onto that. But yeah, people can send me money that way, and I'll hop in the van, go up the road, get the gas, come back, and let everybody else run the rat race.
You know what? You should totally send me your YouTube link. If you go to freedomrevolutionnetwork.com and go to the contact page, I get all those emails. You should send me your YouTube link.
She could put it in the chat.
Okay, well, it's the same as my name, Wandering American.
Oh, duh. I can just click on that and go to your page.
Right.
See, it's early for me too. I don't do mornings.
Yeah. I just got my sip of coffee here. I'm good now.
Wow. I'm fascinated by what you're saying. That's
I'm not far from the St. Johns River. It's maybe a 20-minute walk.
mm-hmm.
I'm in Central Florida. I don't know if I told you that or not.
No.
It's a itty bitty dot on the map. I'm not going to give you the exact town, but I'm below Palatka. If you want to look that up, Palatka, Palatka. So I've got a short walk to the river. If I get really hungry and run out of food, I can go fishing.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm good with that. I'm not one of those ones that breaks a nail and freaks out. No, I can put my own bait on the hook.
Right.
Take the fish off.
Wow. See, that's that.
Yeah, if you have any questions.
Well, I have a ton of questions. I have a ton of questions, but it's all the mental thing. Just for me to move here from Illinois and pack up my shit and go, I got to get out of here was hard enough. But I never broke away from the indoctrination and get a job and all that crap. Although I have to do that right now because I owe back taxes and some other crap that I'm obligated to. But once that's done, I'm really going to go fast forward with this plan. I have a 10-year plan, and when it comes, I am retiring. I'm done with this stuff. I'm not going to spend the rest of my days busting my ass and chasing a carrot just to lose it all again for some strange reason. I would just rather try to figure it out on my own, what you're doing. And I love people, but I hate people too, because if I didn't like people, I wouldn't be doing the show. But I love people that have good intentions and more or less are God-centered and blah, 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 blah. And they want to help people. But the ones I don't like are the ones that pretend to be your friends or family, and they set out to hurt or destroy you. That's the people I want to stay at, whether it's mental warfare, physical warfare, having a job and being oppressed or treated like crap, chasing the carrot. It just, I every time I put my full trust into somebody, I've been betrayed, and I don't want that to happen again. But I don't want to go on living and disappear either. So.
Well, you don't have to disappear. I mean, I'm in the woods, but I am, I don't know, a football field and a half away from Highway 17.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful what you're saying. Okay, but that's okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, 17 runs the whole state. I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So it's not like I'm completely cut off. There's a fairly decent sized neighborhood on the other side of me. Yeah, I mean, I can take a little walk and go talk to people if I want to. Don't really want to.
Wow.
Yeah, because, the more people you have in the life, the more drama you have. And I am just done with drama. I have had my fill of drama.
Ain't that the truth?
Right.
But as far as you being able to do this, if you get an income from what you're doing right now, and you don't have any bills, no, I'm serious.
That's nice. Go ahead.
I could live very, very, very comfortably on less than $200 a month.
Well, I think that's doable, don't you, Melissa?
Oh yeah, we're growing, and we will have an income eventually from here.
That would be, it'll come someday, right?
But yeah, it's that's part of the reason why my RV is my next step. That's my next step to freeing myself from housing and having to be in one place all the time.
Now, even as far as an RV, of course, Florida is the retirement state, and there are a lot of RV parks around here because of the tourists.
Oh, I'd want my own land and a homestead. I've got plans for like a full-blown community and all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
You know what?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I should. We're gonna have to talk off the air about that, because I had a friend that did that, and she was labeled a domestic terrorist for doing.
Oh, they can label me whatever the hell they want. I'm already probably on 20 lists. So.
Oh, now you tell me. Wow.
Well, I am one of those crazy liberal people,
Okay.
Oh no, you're liberal?
I am more left leaning, yes. I'm kind of one of the oddballs here.
Yeah, but
okay.
I'll tell you what though, she taught me something about the whole immigration thing that I didn't even, because if I'm anything, I'm a libertarian, conservative, Republican, with liberal leaning left tendencies when it comes to social. That's why I'm so concerned about you. Not concerned, I don't know what I am. I'm concerned. I'm fascinated. I have mixed emotions on this, but people get down on their luck, and the typical Republican right wing is like, well, you're a loser, get a job. It's your fault. It's like, no, it's not, asshole. You know, it's not all my fault. I'm not in a 1-bedroom apartment in Colorado because it's all my fault. Some of my fault, not all of my fault. But when people are down, they do need a hand, and they might need some help if you even have enough humility or open-mindedness, whatever word is, to accept that help. Me, you know, I'm too stubborn. I'll figure it out on my own. I've never filed unemployment or never sued anybody or did anything like that. But Melissa taught me a big lesson here on this immigration crap. So it's very interesting.
I am about as far right as you can get.
Okay.
But I'm also extremely open-minded.
Good.
You know, I firmly believe in the Constitution. Do not try to step on my constitutional rights. We will end up in a fight. But I'm open-minded, and yes, I believe when people are down and they want help, then by all means offer them that help if you are in a position to do that.
Right.
But it should not be the government telling me that they are going to take some of my money because a drug addict who is still deeply into the addiction has his hand out. A person needs to want the help before the help will do them any good.
I agree with a lot of that. I actually
that's mostly how I feel about that. But you know, I can have a conversation about it instead of an argument.
Right.
I'm not going to hurl obscenities at you because you don't have the same opinion that I do. You know, but again, it takes a thinking person instead of a reactive person.
Yeah.
To be like that.
And that's one of the whole purposes of the network itself, is to bring people from all sides together to have those conversations without getting angry.
I like talking. If I want to talk and get angry, I'll yell at my dogs. I mean, and I don't have to worry about him arguing back with me, you know?
Yeah, he's a good listener. That's one thing about dogs.
Mine argue back.
Really?
Yeah, mine do too. They have their own little way of looking at me, and it'll be like, don't look at me at that tone of voice. Mm-hmm. You know? My little Chihuahua, I think she's, I'm alpha, she's beta. She's trying to take over my spot.
Oh my God.
You know?
Good luck.
Chihuahuas are bossy.
Oh man, the smaller the dog, the more attitude they have. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh yeah, my pit bull is bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah, so is mine. Yeah, she's like easygoing. Okay, Scooby Doo look come on her face, and she's like, okay, let's go. What are we doing? Yeah.
So the chat room's catching my eye. Did Arlo sign off, or he wanted to know?
Looks like it. Not sure.
All right. Then I'm not going to say nothing. So you pretty much said it anyway. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't really have much of a format when it comes down to it.
No, none at all.
Just kind of whatever happens, happens.
Just to think different and think out of the box, and that's about it. I mean, the original Red Pill Show, that should tell you right there what it's about. But there's no agenda, no steering, or no nothing. And now people can call in whenever they want, and then we start talking about this. How can you format this? I don't see how you can. So
good luck.
No, spontaneity.
Not my job.
Mine either.
I just make things happen. I don't control what the conversation is.
So how big is you're an RV or a camper, or what are you in? How big is it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm actually staying in a storage shed.
Storage shed.
Yes.
Wow.
I the only electricity I have, like I said, it's from the generator. I have one outlet with a surge protector on it that I got my electronics hooked up to. So if my battery runs dead during the day, I've got to wait till the evening when I'm ready to turn on the generator. I'm working on solar right now. I was given a solar panel, and I've got some of the other stuff for it, but I've got to get the wiring for it.
Yeah, the controller and all that. I dabbed into solar myself. I was building an array. So,
I'm all about solar.
Yeah.
I want solar again so bad.
The property has an artesian well, which is basically a tapped spring.
Nice.
So I don't have to worry about a pump. It flows naturally. The showers get cold because it's under the water hose outside.
Oh my God.
But excuse me. I'm working on a system. I saw something really cool on YouTube. I'm wanting to build a rocket stove where I'm going to, do you know what a rocket stove is?
No.
Okay. Basically, it is, you can take some cinder blocks and close in a small space to where it does not take but maybe a handful of sticks to get it going. And because it's such a small space, it's very concentrated where your heat comes out at.
I'm looking at them online, and those are cool. I like that setup, and it makes total sense.
You can buy them pre-made. I made one out of a metal light fixture when I was on my sailboat, and that was how I cooked on my sailboat.
Nice.
But I'm gonna make. I do a lot of stuff by hand like that. Kind of handy. But I'm wanting to build a rocket stove and get me a metal pipe and form it into a coil where I can put that coil over where the heat comes out of the rocket stove and set up a line and bucket system to heat the water so I can have hot water for a shower.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You just totally got my brain going.
Yeah, right. So
because
when I need hot water,
about all different ways to set that up.
Yep, I can actually set. I do have a fresh water tank out of an RV, so it's already nice and clean and got a hole in it for a line. But I'm wanting to hook up a system to where I have a container where a bottom line will feed down into the metal tube. The water will get heated up, and then the heated water will allow it to be pumped back into the same container and draw out the cold water from the bottom. So it's self-circulating.
Cool.
And then I can tap into that. And I want another bucket set up, like a hot, cold water system, so I can hook a faucet up to it, and I can, mix the water to a comfortable temperature instead of just having cold or just having hot.
That's cool.
Yeah. And when I need hot water, just build a fire in the rocket stove.
See, anybody who says that people cannot survive off grid and that they won't have any of the quote unquote luxuries of I guess normal living, for lack of a better way to put it.
Yeah. Modern luxury. Yeah.
There's necessity is the mother of invention. I mean, people were doing this long before we had electricity and all this stuff.
Absolutely. And of course, I don't know how much you know about Florida, but it's a semi-tropical environment, and there are a lot of palmetto bushes. Now, if you move to Florida, you will learn what a palmetto bush is. and it's got an awesome root system. So in order to plant that garden, I had to clear out all of the regular roots as well as palmetto roots. Yeah, they can be 5 feet long and as thick as your arm.
Oof.
And then they've got these little finger-sized roots that go down into the ground. And if you don't cut every one of the finger-sized roots off of this 5 foot long thing, you are not pulling it out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're very hard to pull out. But yeah, it's I mean, Seminole Indians. I am partly descended from them. Of course, they were Florida natives, and I've done some research on their culture and how their villages were set up. And the palmetto bushes, here's the reason I brought them up, is they're a wide, broad-leaf plant. And I know you know what a tiki hut is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, the palmetto fronds can be used for the roof. And I can go out and cut some saplings for the posts. So I've got what I need here to make more structures.
Nice.
All I have to do is do the work. And, you know, I do research online for different things that I can do. I'll come up with an idea and it's like, wonder if I can do that. Let me see if anybody else has done this mousetrap.
Right.
And then I try to make improvements on it. But yeah, I'm not bored by any means.
No, there's always something to do.
Oh, always. It's like a farm. Always something to do. But yeah, I'm not bored. Like I said, I do get lonely occasionally, and that's when I'll call somebody up. You know, call my mom, I'll call a friend. Hey, what's going on? And then I'll listen to their drama, and it's like, yep, I'm good. Okay, talk to you later.
Reminder of why you did what you did.
Exactly.
So it's 60 degrees there. It is actually actively snowing at the moment here.
Is it? Great.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Now, see, I used to live in Colorado. I love the snow.
Oh, I hate it.
Well, the first time I was in Colorado and it snowed, it was 3 feet high, and my brothers made me walk across the street to borrow a snow shovel from the neighbor, and I lost a snow boot on the way, so I went on over. Yeah, but I was good. I went on over. I got the snow shovel. I took it back to my brothers. I said, "Here you go. I lost a boot. When you find it, let me know, and I'll come out and help."
Yeah, we know you hid that snow boot.
But yeah, Woodland Park, Colorado. You could look out the front door and see Pikes Peak. It was awesome.
No
I used to live in the Springs.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, our bus actually slid off of the side of the mountain and got caught by the trees at winter one time. Yeah, the guy I was dating screamed louder than me, and of course I'm a girl. Yeah, we didn't last very long after that. Yeah, that was in high school.
So are you documenting any of this stuff, or keeping a journal, or anything like that?
Am I what now?
Keeping a journal, documenting this stuff, like what you're learning? Or?
No, not well. I'll do some videos for YouTube. Actually, I'm behind on that because I've been down with a urinary tract infection.
Okay.
Well, I'm still recovering from that, but yeah, within the next day or two, I'll be making another one. I just planted some potatoes. Yeah, and they're starting to come up. So yeah, I was going to do an update on my garden and how it was doing. But I've done a property walkthrough on my page on YouTube.
Cool.
So yeah, I guess it's kind of like journaling.
Yeah, right. It's better, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's video.
Yeah.
it's kind of like a post shit hit the fan here, because the people that came and robbed the property just destroyed everything.
Oh man.
So yeah, so I can look around at what is here, like the shower that I'm trying to set up. There's busted up water lines laying around that I can use. So, you know, it's not that I have to go out and buy stuff. I can use what's already been torn up and left here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, recycle. That's one of my goals with my community plan, is to use as many recycled materials as possible.
Yeah. Now, if I'm actually thinking about going and getting a job, although I'm not really sure I want to with this virus coming around. And, you know, of course, I'll have to be around people, but
there's always that people issue, you know?
Yeah.
I know, right? But yeah, I was thinking about going and getting a job, because there are some things that I would like to do where I would have to buy some stuff. But I'm still thinking about that.
Well, I have a question for you. Were you a free spirit like this the whole time since you were in high school or before, or did you have a job and you're in the rat race and have a house and all that? Did you?
No, I've had several jobs. I was a tomboy growing up, and a lot of my jobs have been in the construction industry.
Okay.
You know, I've done everything from demolition to rebuild. I could actually go get a handyman's license if I wanted to, which is actually what I was considering doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and at one point I was a manager over a convenience store, making $600 a week.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been in the rat race.
Right, so let me ask you this. So people that are still in the rat race, I mean, I am, Melissa is, but Melissa's her own business owner, so she's kind of
halfway out.
Yeah, kind of got one foot out the door. I had my own business for 20 years, so I have that all. It started with nothing, actually $10,000. I refinanced my house. And I've seen all that. I've had 2 houses and cars and motorcycles, snowmobiles. I've had all that shit. And from that perspective, I thought it would never end. And then for Reader's Digest version, it did. And now I'm in Colorado, starting over in a 1-bedroom apartment. It's like I'm 19 years old again.
Right.
And it can go, if we look at it this way, it could go even further downhill to the point, and I don't mean any offense, and this is how we're taught to think. We don't work all our life and end up living off the land in dry camping and whatever you're doing. That's not what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to be married and have grandkids and living happily ever after in your house on a retirement IRA or 401k. And that didn't happen. And the point of that is, and I admire you. You're very courageous. I'm not putting you down. I'm just saying this is how we're taught with the blue pill crap. Just do this and do that and everything will be fine. And I'm finding,
yeah, definitely.
And I'm finding, so
yeah.
I'm right to taking it that way. I'm not trying to insult or offend you or judge you. So, but what about the people that are still in the rat race and, well, I'm going to be fine and I'm happily married and I have my job and blah, 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 blah. And it'll never happen to me. And then you're talking about the war on coronavirus, and you're talking about all this stuff and natural disasters and prepping and all of that. When you start going down that road, then people think you're fucking crazy. So what would you say to people that you've seen all that and you've been that, and they go, well, you're crazy and you shouldn't be doing that, and you know all these judgmental titles and labels that what you are, and very easily within a week to a month it could be them. What would you say to those people?
People can be extremely judgmental,
mm-hmm.
but it can really mess with their mind if they are thrown into a situation like this and don't have a similar background to what I have. So as far as people making fun of me, I'll just turn around and wander back into the woods and ignore them because their opinions don't matter.
Right. Exactly.
In the end, you know, their opinions aren't going to dictate what I do. They can't. I won't let it.
There you go.
But as far as them being in the rat race and then possibly getting thrown into a situation similar to me, I would tell them, yes, I will help you, but no, you are not getting my supplies, and stay 100 feet away from me. Because, yeah, because now if this virus plays out the way I believe it's headed, especially with containment not being maintained, yeah, we're going to lose a lot of people, but I'm one of the safest people on earth right now.
Yep.
Because I have so little contact with the outside world.
Okay, so use the Wuhan virus for that. I mean, you're in your head, but I'm trying to ask you to get into their head. And if you were there at the time, it's like, well, you're crazy, bitch, because, you know, it's a virus and the, what's that, the WHO or whatever, the CDC or whoever all these people are.
WHO.
Yeah, they're going to take care of us. They're protecting us, and they would never let that happen. So they just think you're even more crazy, and by what you're talking, and probably Melissa and I even more crazy for talking about it.
I don't care.
But see, I'm trying to get us all out of our own heads into other people's heads. So what do you say to them and say, you know what? You should really look at this. Maybe go to patriotsupply.com, plug. You know, have a little bit of storable food, some bottled water, because you may be told to quarantine yourself if they don't come round us up. But I don't want to go to that part. For one, they got to find you, and they're not going to. So, but they're gonna come get us if it goes that far. But it just might be a mandatory quarantine where you're holed up in your place of residency for a month, 6 months, or whatever, and if you leave, you could be shot, which sounds even crazier, but it could happen that way to contain, because you know what they're going to do. They're going to wait until it's too late for containment, and then all hell's going to break loose, and this thing's going to go exponentially contaminating everybody.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
But we're
now,
we're way ahead of that curve. These people that aren't. That's what I'm saying.
I would point to China. China, the Chinese people, and I have absolutely nothing against the Chinese people. I guess my anger is at the Chinese government.
Of course.
The Chinese are basically being told exactly what you have said. You know, everything's going to be fine, depend on your government.
Yeah.
But now they've got people locked inside apartment buildings. They are not allowing them to even go out and get food. So if the virus does not get them, starvation will. They have had to set up bucket systems in apartment buildings just to be able to get fresh water.
Yeah, it's scary when you think about things from that side.
It is. So the evidence is there. You just have to point it out to them.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to.
And what
I'm saying, how do you?
And what?
Go ahead.
And what's going to happen when the police, who are enforcing this, what's going to happen when they catch the virus and no one is around to let the survivors out of those apartments?
Right.
What then?
Even worse than military, which I think it's going to end up being.
Yeah, it's going to be martial law, and people are going to be trying to enforce containment in little towns where all these rednecks are, and I'm sorry, but that's not going to work. Rednecks are very resourceful.
Well, without sounding morbid or gloom and doom, if it gets that bad, do you think? I don't think they're going to come round us up, but do you think they're just going to contain people and seal it up and just let the virus take its course, and whoever survives, survives, and whoever dies, dies? I mean, do you really see that being a plausible possibility?
I do.
Isn't
I
that
do.
kind of what they're doing already?
Exactly.
It is. I mean, you cannot fight the virus with a gun.
No.
You can try. It'd be fun. Hold still, goddamn it! Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But everyone is worried about, I guess, the government hiding information and not letting everybody know what's going on. I hear you, Karma. Wait just a minute, baby. Everybody's worried about, or even on the opposite side of the spectrum, they're not worried because they're not paying attention. Their heads are buried in the sand. And then when it comes up and taps them on the ass, hey, you got to get in here because the government said so, they're going to be like, WTF, and not having put forethought or planning into their situation, they're going to be shit out of luck. And then we're going to have raiders and marauders and people going around robbing their neighbors for toilet paper. I mean, that's already happened in China, where a gang, seriously, a street gang, was robbing toilet paper.
Wow.
That's sad.
Yes, it is. It really is. People, not only over there in China, not only do they have to fight the government to be able to get out of the apartment, if they've got the money to go get food, then they've got to worry about getting hijacked on their way back to the apartment with supplies that they were able to get. So, yeah, I do see it coming to that, because the virus is going to do what that virus was meant to do.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to, and there's no stopping it because they're not containing it. So, yeah.
Whoa. Well, you're way ahead of the curve on that one. So, yeah, that's amazing. Well, people need to wake up and watch the news, and actually don't watch the news. Find alternative. Do you want to plug your YouTube, and then I'm going to ask your channel, and then I'm going to ask you this: is it monetized? Are you getting any money out of that? Or are you just doing it to post it up there and whatever happens to share information, or what?
Well, and I do have a PayPal set up. It's Wandering American is my channel. So if anyone would like to donate, yeah, I'll gladly accept it. There's always things that I could go buy, but I'm trying to share some information, and the point of it is, I believe my channel description is a single female in a post shit hit the fan scenario. So if I can help someone even think outside the box and show them, look, I am a 48-year-old single female out here in the woods by myself. If I can do this, you can do this.
Hell yeah.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, if anybody has any questions, please go to the community page on my YouTube channel and post it, and I will do my best to answer it.
Well, I look at it this way.
I like helping people. I just don't like the drama they bring into the equation.
Yeah, you know what? I provided job. I don't even want to get into this shit. I provided jobs and everything else and a livelihood for everybody, and everybody capitalized off it. And me hitting a reset button after divorce and losing my business, to literally conspiracy with 3 people or more, and ending up having my business destroyed from the inside and starting over here in Colorado. I get it. I mean, it's I don't know what motivates people to destroy instead of trying to help and provide support. And it's amazing that you even have that attitude where you're at. You should just be saying, fuck everybody, I'm on my own, and so are you. And you're not. You're not saying, and neither am I. I'm not on here to make money or try to change the world per se, or share my woes and my misery and my pain. And what you've just shared, and that's what this show is all about. What you just shared is you actually shared your experience, which is amazing. And you've also shared it to the perspective of helping people save their own life.
Right.
So
Yes.
how do you
Information.
Yeah, go ahead.
Information is power. It truly is.
Well, you have knowledge that you don't through your experience and what you're doing because you've lived it and you're living it. And how can you put a dollar amount on that?
You can't.
I don't.
No, I know you don't. I'm saying other people. You know, unfortunately, we need money to live. Regardless of how off the grid you get, you need gas for that generator. Of course, until you get your solar system, but whatever. But so you're pretty much dependent on a currency or money or an income until you can finally figure out how you can get off the grid without requiring money.
Right. Now, and I've actually been looking at this. As far as the generator goes, yeah. I do need about a gallon of gas each night, but I have been considering when I don't have any money left to go get gas, how am I going to do what I need to do?
Exactly.
Well, at the moment, there is a fish camp. People come in, it's kind of like a motel. They come in, rent a room, go fishing, bring their boats and whatnot. I used to work there cleaning the rooms, and it's just up the road. So if I get absolutely desperate for power and the virus isn't too bad yet, I can always walk up the road, go power up my laptop and my phone and my electronics, sit there for a couple of hours, talk to the guy, maybe clean a room for a few bucks, maybe, and, carry my stuff back to the woods. As far as not being able to afford gas. Long term on that, I am working on other solutions. I've got a couple of things that I'm planning on trying. I'm in the process of gathering different components for that right now.
Are you close enough to a water source? I know you said you're by the river, but
yeah,
are you
got
close enough to use water power?
Not really, not for that. Now the little spring that I've got here, the tapped spring, the artesian well, it flows naturally, and there is a little pond on the property. I don't know if it is a strong enough current, but it is one of the things that I've been thinking on trying to use.
That's something that I've when I'm looking at land, I always try to find land that's got running water so that we have that alternative to use water.
Definitely, I would definitely suggest that you try to find property either with a small creek on it or a natural flowing spring. And Florida has springs everywhere. The closer you are to that spring, the better off you will be, because the water will be that much fresher.
Right.
The main problem with the Florida water is it has a very strong sulfur smell, the rotten egg smell.
Ew.
Yeah. Now the way around that is draw you up some water in a gallon jug, put the lid on it, but don't screw it on. Let the water breathe.
Yep.
Go back in 2 days, the smell is gone.
Really?
And you can drink it.
It evaporates out.
Yep. Yep. So that's the way around that.
You need to watch more Dude, You're Screwed, Tim.
Yeah, well, I'm too much into DC's A Legend of Tomorrow. That show's got me hooked. So
I gotta watch that one.
I got to get through it. So
now, don't get me wrong. I've got a degree in computer information systems.
What?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but that is from '99, and I haven't really been in that field of work, so I'm behind the times as far as technology goes. Because even now, currently, what is on the shelf for sale is actually outdated technology, because they do it on a release system. They'll do certain releases throughout the year, and what that is for is to allow the manufacturers and the oh God, what are they called? There's my brain surgery again. The people who hold the license on that, it allows them the time to make money off of that technology before the next release is
all
made.
Technology is a good year or two behind what's actually available.
Exactly. At least, yes. And the reason they don't release what they have as far in advance as it is so that the money can be made for the manufacturers and the people who hold the license for that.
Until the patent runs out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is 7 years, I think. Something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
That and the government and military need to have their access to everything first. So
well, they get it first, yeah. DARPA and all that.
Oh, definitely. That's like the internet. There was, I forget her complete name, but there was a female admiral. Her name was Grace something or other. But back in 70, she was involved in the internet development. And of course, back then, computers filled up an entire room. And a little interesting little tidbit, where the bug, working out the bugs, where that come from, was there was a moth stuck in a computer, and she had to get her compact mirror and a pair of tweezers out to get the actual moth out of the computer, and that was the problem. So that's where working out the bugs come from. Was from
I have never heard that story. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And I'm a complete geek, so that's finding something I haven't heard about I've never heard that. That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And her name
interesting
is Grace
little
Hopper.
tidbit. Yes. But that's where that came from. She had to physically remove a moth from the computer. Yep.
That's funny.
And of course, with her being a female, she had a compact. She had a pair of tweezers with her, and that's how she was able to do it.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. So you know what a purse is, right?
Mm-hmm.
A purse that women carry around with them. All right. You know the way to look at that is, right? A purse is a woman's mobile toolbox.
That's what I was just thinking to myself. Our mobile toolbox. We carry all kinds of weirdness in there.
That's right. Carry everything but the kitchen sink, and sometimes you never know.
That might pop out too.
Yeah.
Pamela is suggesting you should go on Ron's show.
Ron's show?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to do call-ins at the end of his shows.
Ron Tyler?
Yes. Right?
Yeah, I've watched him. He's really nice. He's very sweet.
Yeah. He does a lot of stuff about prepping and talks about the earthquakes and volcanoes and coronavirus and all that stuff. And he's real big on prepping.
Yeah.
You would have some great info for him.
Yeah, for sure.
To go back as far as getting into everyone's minds right now on prepping, I would suggest, go ahead and ridicule me and laugh at me all you want. But even if you do it in secret while you're laughing at me, go get you a 25-pound bag of rice. Get you some extra flour. Don't tell anybody you're doing it. Keep laughing at me if you want to, but go get that food. Stock up on that water. Go get you a $20 Sawyer Mini filter so that you know whether it's a puddle on the ground or a river you're standing next to, you can drink that water.
Yep.
Keep laughing at me if you want to, but for your own survival, do this. That's what I would suggest.
That's great advice, because when I was prepping and stocking up, clear back probably after the meltdown, and then 2012 with all that and Planet Nibiru and Planet X and all that crap, it made me stock up at the time to provide for me and my family. And
right,
it was actually used against me to question my sanity, which I think it's just an intelligent decision based on survival. You have your fighters and your survivors, and you have your people that are just going to walk away and go, well, my dad said, well, why would you want to live through that stuff anyway? And it's like, it's
because there's something after it.
Exactly. And it's a really different perspective when you start starving to death, and that changes your perspective totally, because I fasted one time in my life, and I can't tell you what it does to your mind. And then if you after that, you can bet your ass, I don't care who you are, your survival instincts come out to you. And from what I know, after 10 days, if you don't take your own life, and this is really deep shit, but that's this show. Sorry, it's the way it is. If you get to 10 days or even beyond, a little bit beyond that, you're forced to eat something, and then cannibalism comes in. So then you're going to deal with that stuff. So you're either going to eat somebody or you're going to die. And when your stomach's going there and your body's withering away and you're deteriorating, you're going to have to make a choice to eat somebody. Or you could just go to Patriot Supply, plug again, and buy a 25-pound bag of rice at Sam's Club or whatever at the store and prepare for that.
Even the Dollar Tree has a ton of survival supplies.
There you go.
Yes.
But the whole point is frame of mind and perspective and where you're at. And right now, people have a choice. So I really don't care if people think I'm fucking nuts. I'm sure they do. They have no idea who I am, and I don't really care whether they do or not. Your opinion doesn't influence me.
And the difference, but the difference between people like me who are prepping and the people who are laughing at us, the difference is, if and when it comes down to it, we are going to be the ones on the right side of the gun with the supplies.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then it's going to be up to you whether you decide to, you made it perfectly clear, you didn't say this, but they can go fuck themselves because they were laughing at you, and now they're going to be begging for you to share your supplies with them. And I'm sure that you're not prepping for anybody but yourself or whatever, maybe one or two other people, but in that dog. But regardless of that, you're not going to share that. And the one thing I hate saying to people is, I told you so. And then when I say that to them, well, you always want to be right, and it's about being right. No, it has nothing to do with about being right.
No, nothing to do with being right.
Exactly.
But to be perfectly honest with you, I've already got my garden, my personal garden, started. Yesterday, I was out walking around looking for a spot for a larger garden, because if this plays out the way I think it may, if there's going to be a garden rated, I would rather it be one that I plant where it can be seen, and that way I don't have to worry about them finding my personal garden.
Right.
So that way, the two neighbors that I have actually spoken with, if they need something, since it's between our three properties, then they could have access to it too.
Well,
and I won't have to worry about tapping my supplies to help them.
Yeah, that's
good idea.
Very smart and very humanitarian of you. That's sweet, actually. Wow.
Preparing for what's going to happen anyway.
Compassion.
Yeah.
I mean, and also looking out for your neighbors to a degree.
Well, yes, and the main reason that I even did that is one of my neighbors has a couple of kids, and one of the children is autistic, and I am not going to see a child go hungry. So
yeah,
with them, it's a 4-member family, and I've got kids. I have 4 kids. They're mostly all up in Jacksonville. I've got grandkids. I don't know if I can get my family down here to me if it comes down to Jacksonville being contained.
Yeah, and it might be.
So I would hope.
Yeah.
I would hope that in the grand scheme of things, with me helping another family, that someone would help mine.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's probably a messed up way of thinking, but it's a hope of mine.
Yeah, I mean, most people don't have our mentality. So, they don't think about others. They only think about themselves.
Yep.
And I know there are veterans in this neighborhood, and if it comes down to it, I can always go to those veterans and say, look, I need some watchers. I need some help protecting what I have here. I will share my garden and my supplies with you if you will come and help me.
Right.
So I'm trying to plan for more than what I need for bargaining power.
There you go. Because that's what we're going to get back to. And
barter. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the barter system is what people have always used until the idea of money came around.
Exactly. And then we became slaves to the dollar.
Yep.
American dream.
Yep.
Oh boy.
The new
But living like this is extremely liberating. It really is.
I could see that. I really could.
Yep. I'm going to be there soon, hopefully.
Yeah, me too. Within 10 years. 9, actually. My birthday's on next month. A week from today, actually.
I need to get an RV soon because my daughter I'm now going to be a grandma and I need to be able to get to her.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right, lady. Go ahead. You got anything else? Because I'm gonna have to wrap it up here in about 5 minutes. A show that started out all fucked up, in my opinion.
We got it though.
Fascinating.
Well, I didn't mean to take up your whole show time. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm saying quite the contrary. I would stay here for 4 more hours, but I got a job that I have to do. That's what we're all talking about. The day that I don't have to. If, like you said, if I could get an income stream off of this and live just off of doing this, I would stay on here 8 hours a day. And no, what you did is what I want people to do. I want them to do what you're doing, but a lot of them don't have enough courage, or, well, nobody wants to hear what I say, or I don't like public speaking. Well, number one, nobody knows who the hell you are. There's total anonymity here, so no one even knows who you are. But people need to call in about anything, everything that has to deal with life, education, the Constitution. I really don't want to get into politics. Although, again, Melissa and I'm very proud of her, and I, for that matter, we had a discussion, and she woke me up to immigration, because that's what this show is about. I am not trying to sway or steer or tell people how to think or what to do. That's for you to decide based on this show, by us having a discussion, and you and other people across the entire planet, which still freaks me out, to call in and talk about whatever. So no, please don't apologize. You're actually our first caller, right, Melissa?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have the honor, and I dubbed the first caller.
Yes, you are our first call in.
Yeah, and it's been nothing further than fascinating. No, please don't think that by any means. You didn't steal our time on the show. We don't even know what the fuck we're going to talk about. So, and there is no script. There's no script.
I've really enjoyed it, and once we're off air, I can send you my number if y'all would like to talk more.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. If you're a fan of the show and you want to call in, you can do that. We can get a hold of you if we do a show. If we decide to do a show on prepping and self-sustainability or whatever, based maybe, I don't want to get too gloom and doom about the Wuhan coronavirus. People are going to have
No.
Yeah, they're going to have to do their own research, because It may be that. It may not be that. It might be a hurricane. It might be a devastating earthquake. It might be an EMP. You know, it might be World War III. Who knows what the catalyst is going to be? But the frame of mind
Right.
and the prepping is all the same, regardless of what that catalyst is.
Right.
Right. And I
Yep.
hope,
Yep. Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed myself on this show.
well, that's what it's all about. I hope other people have too, because
Yeah.
we're really not going to hear this on FM, AM radio in Florida, or Denver radio is really bad. But I'm not going to hear this stuff.
You're telling your age there.
We're all three real close in age.
Yeah. I'm going to be 56 on Monday, so whatever. So I don't care.
I'm on the top of the hill this year. I'm 49.
There you go.
I'll be 49 in April.
Well, you two are the same age. So, and my business phone's ringing, so I'm going to have to answer. I'm going to have to let it go to voicemail, but I'm going to have to call it back. So I'm going to have to end this. You can call in any time, Warner American. I mean, this is awesome. I love it.
And I'm actually going to get the call-in number and our static meeting number up on the page.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank God we got Zoom working, because otherwise, without that, and thanks for everybody's patience in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
This phone call never would have happened.
Yeah, we've been trying to get this Zoom going for about a week now.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah. I thank you for letting me come on. I've had a great time talking to y'all.
Yeah,
It's been awesome.
Yeah, and I really do admire you, and you're very courageous, regardless of your gender, but even being a woman more so. It's just amazing, and thank you for sharing your experience and knowledge and information and perspective on what people think can't be done.
Anything can be
Not
done
a
if you got
problem.
the determination to do it.
That's right.
That's right. And whether it's need or want, if you find yourself with any questions, just get in touch with me on my YouTube page, and I will do my best to answer whatever questions you have.
Right. Right. Well,
as far as the listening audience.
I wish you could elaborate a little bit more. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Stay Strong channel. She's apparently a woman. Haha. Even being a woman. I mean, can you really share that really quick? I mean, come on. Women are not as strong as men, and men can.
Are you really going to go there, dude?
Physically. You really? Okay, you want me to say that I'm as strong as an 800-pound gorilla? I'm just saying the physical aspects. The chances of her being overpowered by a man physically are pretty good. Yes or no?
Depends.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
I've taken down plenty of men that were I'm all 5'2".
I didn't say that you haven't, but I'm saying in most cases, a man can overpower a woman physically.
In most cases, okay.
Yeah, okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all. Now,
in most cases, yes. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I came from a domestic violence situation, and there have been many times I stood toe to toe to him and traded blow for blow.
Oh yeah.
Now his landed a lot harder than mine did, but by damn, he knew I was there.
Yeah. No, I know, and I'm not saying that, but if you're trained in martial arts or you have a firearm or self-protection or whatever you need, it's a total different perspective. And I know you were kidding. Stay strong. I'm just.
We've got to take the opportunity to give you a hard time, Tim.
What's that?
I said we got to take the opportunity to give you a hard time.
No, I understand that. But I mean, if you're also sitting in the woods in the dark or whatever, and you got a generator, whatever the hell she's doing for lighting and like that, and you hear things outside like, what the fuck was that? And then the dog's going nuts. I mean, sure, the dog's going to protect you, but what's to the next level where they want to do whatever they're going to do to you? And I don't even want to talk about that. What are you going to do? Are you really going to kick a 200-pound guy's ass that God forbid, has a firearm on him or a knife or a weapon? I mean,
if he doesn't use that weapon, it's going to become mine. And I'm going to use that weapon on him.
That's what I'm saying, though. But now and today, it's like, oh, well, you don't need that, and that's what the cops are for. And you know what? You have no.
Cops don't do anything when it comes to violence for women.
And they come after the crime's committed, so it's like a little bit too late. So
now,
go ahead.
As far as that goes, for the self-defense, I'm not gonna disclose any personal information, but I'm training myself in more than just living skills. There's plenty of information online as far as learning how to use a staff, bow and arrow. So if, you may not hear me, but I'm still here.
Okay.
And of course there's always booby traps.
Right.
So someone would have to get past the booby traps and the dog and the weapons to get to me.
Okay. All right.
And with it being with me being familiar with the property, I know where it is. Someone else who's not familiar with the property can walk right into it and not know it's there until it gets them.
Okay, listen, ladies, I gotta go. My boss just blew up my phone twice. I'm my freaking job here, and I did this because I carried it into the self-defense thing. Just promise you call back in, Wandering America, about this stuff because I want to talk about it, but I really got to end the show, and I gotta go, or I'm gonna be living next to you.
And we do have I just want to say real quick, we do have a special guest tomorrow. Remember, we have our interview with Anita.
Okay.
And we'll be talking about finances and preparing for your future and that kind of stuff.
All right, great.
All right. So what about Wednesday? Do y'all have anyone scheduled for Wednesday?
Nope, not that I know of.
All right. Well, maybe I can call back in Wednesday.
Sounds great. Just call in whenever you want. That'd be great. Just let me do my stupid intro and all my crap in the show, and then Melissa on, and then you're free to call whenever you want. So.
Okay, sounds good. Y'all have a great day. Don't work too hard.
You too.
All right, Melissa,
alrighty.
I gotta go. So say good night, Gracie, because I'm gonna get fucking fired. I gotta go.
Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Good morning, Gracie.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks to Wandering American and Melissa, of course. And I really have to go. Have a great day. You have been listening to the original Red Pill Show. Bye.
Awesome. Melissa, are you there?